So after a year and a half of studying and learning and testing different door knocking methods, there's a few things that we've found that are absolute game changers. So let's call this door knocking success. All right. So a few big factors. Number one is what doors to knock. All right. So when we say, what doors do we knock? A lot of people say, oh, you knock every door. Well, for us with exterior services, we do roofing, gutters, and windows. We can see if the client needs our services or not most of the time. Like, obviously we can't see if they got a broken window on the back of their house or anything crazy like that. But for us, it's more efficient. What we've learned is if we knock on doors that actually just need our services, we have a lot more conversations and our booking rate is significantly higher. So we bought all of our canvassers, scooters, little manual pump razor scooters. And they go to the doors that need our services only. We're not going to every single door, and that cuts down a significant amount of doors knocked. And you might be thinking, well, that sounds kind of dumb, Colin. Like, you should be branding, you should have these guys doing it. Well, yes and no. Like, our door knockers only get paid, well, they get paid hourly rates, but their bonuses are only on set leads. So for them, they get pretty frustrated if they're going door to door to door to door and they don't need our services. If they're only knocking on doors needing our services, their opportunity rate is significantly higher. This decreases the turnover rate on canvassers, which we all know is super high because it's not the funnest job in the world. It's hard. You get the door slammed in your face sometimes. But also, if you're only knocking on doors that need your services, we found you get the door slammed on your face a lot less. We use a phrase like, hey, my boss actually pinged your house as one needing our services, and walking up, I noticed why. And they're like, you know what? Yeah, I have been thinking about getting gutters, or I have been thinking about getting a new roof. And they're like, wow, this guy actually picked my house. It does need his services. So what doors you knock actually matter too. So I guess we'll do like a 1A is how we'll do this, all right? So 1A, or maybe that. 1A, we need to go to the right neighborhoods. So we'll call this the right money. Let's just call it what it is, all right? We don't want to go to the hood. We don't want to go into a high rental community. We want to be in a community where A, people own their homes, B, people make a good living, C, people actually care about their houses and how they look. So we go into the right communities and we can help people solve problems that they're having on their home. All right, that's key number one. All right, and then we have 1B. I guess I'll stay consistent with that. So 1B, we want to put the right care. All right, so I briefly mentioned that already. We want people who care about their home. So we gotta make sure that they have the right amount of money and that they care about how their house looks, all right? And then 2, we need to transition into what we're saying, all right? So we'll call this the script. This is pivotal. You cannot just walk up to someone's house and say, hey, how you doing today? Would you like a free gutter estimate? It's not gonna work that way, all right? We need to call out their need for our services. We need to show them like, hey, I noticed you got these damaged gutters, or hey, I noticed you don't have any gutters. And a lot of people, when you open up the script like that, they're a lot more receptive to it. You get the door slammed on your face a lot less. Then number 3, who is knocking? And this is something where I'm gonna blow all y'all's brains. We all have this like preconceived notion of who's gonna have the best results knocking doors. Well, let me tell you what we've been testing. I got a 14-year-old boy, 16-year-old girl, a 21-year-old male, and a 42-year-old man, all out knocking doors. And guess what? They all are having success. Every single one of them, all right? So who is knocking doesn't really matter. Just get people out there knocking doors. I will say this, The only two that I've had people like upset with them are the 21 and 42-year-old males. The 16-year-old female has not had anybody yell at her, and the 14-year-old boy has not had anybody yell at them. They've had people be like, no, not interested, and close the door. That's not yelling. The other two have had people like MF them and whatever else, all right? So you might run into a little bit more of that being a male, a grown male, but in our testing, still, it's significantly less. What we've recognized with knocking on the right doors is our answer rate is actually higher, but also our booking rate is higher. So nationally speaking, 3 out of 10 homes it will actually knock or will actually answer the door. What we're experiencing is about 4.5 of 10 homes are actually answering the door because we're only knocking on doors that need our services. So we've got a little bit smaller sample size, and apparently more of them are home. Also, it might play into the right money. A lot of these people are working from home or work maybe a little bit different schedule than than a normal 9 to 5 like factory job or something like that. So, so that might be coming into effect. But of the conversations we're having, instead of booking like 1 out of 40 conversations, we're booking anywhere from like 1 out of 15 to 1 out of 20 conversations. Still trying to optimize that. Something that we've been getting a lot more of is, it's not in the budget right now. So we're working in some payment terms and like how to present that without any promises or anything like that. So working on that and trying to test more, but we're having extreme amounts of success. A 4-person team every day is bringing us between 5 and a dozen leads, all right? So not crazy numbers, but really, really good numbers. Let me break that down for you on the cost of that. So we have 4 people times 15 per hour. And you're like, how the heck are you getting people to work for 15 per hour, right? Whatever, all right? So that's $60 per hour times, they're on average, they're starting around like 2 o'clock and go until like 7:30, 8 o'clock. So let's just call it 6 hours, all right? So 6 hours equals $360, but that's not it. So when we pay them the $15 per hour, the first 6 leads that each person books in a week are like free to us, all right? That's the exchange for the hourly rate. Anything after that, they get $75 per booked lead is how we run that. So, but let's just say this, so in an average day, the first day of the week, 360, and let's say they only book us 6 leads, all right? So we'll divide that by 6 leads. That is a $60 per booked lead, okay? But let's do this over the course of, say, a whole week, all right? So we know it costs $360 per day, and we'll times that by 6 days, all right? We'll bring this up here. What is 360 times 6, Sam? It's 2,160. And let's say they just average out 6 leads per day, so that's 36 leads, but we know that we have 4 of them times 6 are what's expected, that's 24. That leaves a remaining 12 leads times 75, all right? So $12 times 75 equals 900. All right, so plus the 2,160 equals $3,060. Divide that by a total of, what did we say? 36 leads? Yep, divide by 36 leads equals $85 per lead. And these are booked leads, all right? So $85 per booked lead. This is for roofs, gutters, and windows. For roofing, that's off the freaking charts good lead. For windows, great lead. Window leads are usually like $200 to $350, sometimes even more than that. This is a great lead even for gutters. Gutters, Angie's charges that, and you got 7 other people calling, all right? So great lead cost on everything. We are absolutely crushing in this game. That's it. That's how it works, all right? There's a bunch of math for you. This is the secret sauce that we've experienced, and it's only gonna get even better. If you wanna be a part of a community that talks about this stuff regularly, Gutter Launch might be the right community for you. We go live every single day in Mastermind from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to be a part of that community, go to gutterlaunch.com, apply. Let's see you on the inside. See y'all.